You're listening to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Each week, I'm going to be interviewing top realtors from coast to coast to give you a backstage pass on how they've created their amazing real estate empires and how you can copy them. Real estate coach Craig Proctor. Welcome to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Hey, if you're the type of real estate agent that wants to work smart, meaning you want to make more money, work less, and have more freedom in your life, you're going to love my interview today. From Melbourne, Florida, we have one of my superstar members, JD Vangilder. JD, thank you for being with us here today. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about how you and I first met up and what's happened, the explosion in your real estate business.
Well, Craig, I met you at the very end of 2016 at a conference, and I was an engineer before that. I saw
perfect training for real estate, right? What type of engineer? What type of
absolutely.
engineer were you?
I was a systems engineer, so it was perfect training for what you have in place because you have systems.
So how did you make the leap from being an engineer to a real estate agent?
Well, I did real estate for fun, right? It was a hobby. I did it.
Right.
I was an investor, so I got the real estate license as a hobby, and it wasn't until I went to your seminar that I thought, wow, this could really be a career. This is something that would work because the old sphere of influence and cold calling, that was never going to be a business model that I saw working for anyone. So when I saw that you had systems in place and direct marketing, I thought, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm going to hitch my wagon to this, and we're going to make this a career.
So you actually like the fact that there was a systematic way to sell real estate and make lots of money and have a good life. Makes sense. I've got a little bit of C personality. For those of you that are familiar with the DISC personality, I've got a little bit of like D and I are the highest. I have almost like no S personality, but I've got quite a bit of C, which helped me, create all these systems. My wife calls it anal, but there should be a system for everything. JD, you probably met a lot of military people, law enforcement people in our program. That's what they like about the Craig Proctor system as well. If you're in law enforcement or you're in military or you're an engineer, you're used to like rules and systems and ways of doing things. And then we get thrown into real estate and like there is no way, right? Like one of the misconceptions that the public has is, if they're hiring someone from Century 21 or someone from Keller Williams or Remax, that all the Century 21 agents, they must follow that system. And all the Keller Williams agents, they do it this way. And all the Remax agents do it this way. But the truth is there's a tremendous difference between agents, even at the same brokerage. Some are highly successful and some are not successful at all. What we provided you was a system that made sense for you to generate leads and convert leads and a system for presentations. And now that your business has become so successful, you're using our systems to recruit and hire and train and manage your team. So you've now gone from being a solo agent to having a team to having your own brokerage, which we see in your backdrop there. Tell us a little bit about your home sold guaranteed realty.
Well, I was a broker before, and it made sense to go with Your Home Sold Guaranteed just because of the brand positioning and the training that comes along with that. Like you mentioned, the systems is what makes it possible. You follow the system, you're going to get a repeatable outcome. But the training is what I think is second to none with the whole entire system because you've got the university and everybody gets certified. So unlike the Keller Williams and Remax and EXP of the world, you've got a system. Everybody gets certified. All the agents are trained the same. You do get a repeatable response or result if you work with Your Home Sold agent because everybody's got the same path. It's a very awesome system.
So the engineer part of you loves that. You love that we have a process, a system, a way of doing every part of this. And I think most of us would agree there's probably a best way to do everything, right? And that's what I've spent 30 years of my life working and figuring out on is what is the best practices? What is the best way to do every part of this business? Now, tell me a bit about why real estate agents would want to come in, work at your brokerage versus all the other brokerages out there. I mean, pretty much every brokerage says, if you come and work with us, we're going to train you. It really comes down in most cases to what's my split, because for most real estate agents, the brokerages all kind of look the same. They all say, yeah, we're going to, it's a great place to work. We're going to help you. We're going to train you. But in the vast majority of situations, that training either doesn't exist or the training's ineffective. So
yeah, I agree. I think that training part is key, but what we do as a brokerage is we offer appointments. You're not getting leads, you're not getting something from Zillow or these things that may be stale, or they're just looking for whoever the listing agent is. These are actual appointments with buyers and sellers. You don't have to do any advertising. You don't have to do any of the grunt work that most real estate agents do. They're looking for that next prospect. In our brokerage, we give you appointments with qualified buyers and sellers, and that just sets us apart from the other brokerage, not to mention the world-class training that I was talking about. It's just second to none.
Okay, well, let's break this into two parts then. Real estate agents, are you hearing this? If you were to come and work at JD's brokerage, they actually supply you with listing appointments and buyer appointments, not leads. They're not giving you scraped information. They're not saying, oh, here's 100 Zillow leads. We all know how that works. First of all, you can't reach them on the phone. And if you do reach 2 or 3 out of 100 on the phone, you hear things like, oh, we didn't request that, or we're not thinking of making a move, or we have a realtor. This is not what this is about. What we provide you is actual listing appointments. So you would open up your day timer. You would say, hey, maybe I don't want to work Thursday evenings or Saturday or whatever. But if your day timer is open and you work at JD's company, your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, they're going to book you appointments. Now, the training is the other part of this, because we can book you listing appointments and buyer appointments. But obviously, if you go out on those appointments and you come back with a story and you don't come back with the listing agreement signed, you're not happy, we're not happy. So to make sure that everybody makes a lot of money, because that's the only way people in the brokerage are happy, is everyone needs to make money. Having the system and having the lead generation and the appointments all done for you is one thing, but the immense amount of energy and time that goes into coaching and training you on the best practices when you're sitting across the table with a seller or a buyer, that's the game changer. So number one, you get appointments, not leads. You're not cold calling. They're never going to give you a lead. They're never going to say, prospect, or here's a bunch of cold leads that you can't reach on the phone and people that don't want to talk to you. No, these are people that want to talk to you. These are actual call-ins to the office. Come list my house. I want to buy a home. Those are the only appointments that are given to the agent. So that's the attraction. No other company in the country offers these type of quality actual listing appointments and buyer appointments to the agents, and then spends hours and hours every week training the agents how to be super effective. And the end result of that is you have a lot of agents making a lot of money that never want to leave you. That's our goal here, folks, is to basically do what brokerages did way back in the 1970s. JD, you probably heard the story that how I got into real estate is my father was a real estate agent. Right. And he was a real estate agent for like about 20 years before I got my license. And eventually, my dad joined RE/MAX. My dad had a big following in a sphere of influence, and he liked the 100% concept. But he said to me, he said, Craig, when I started in real estate, the way the brokerages used to work in the 1970s is my broker owner actually would set us up with listing appointments and buyer appointments. Now, he goes, mind you, we were on a 50-50 split back then, but the broker actually did stuff for you, right? And then it's turned into today where the broker really doesn't do anything for you except for, charge you rent for your office or take a part of your commission for not providing too much. In fact, I had a friend of mine open a brokerage, and it was a kind of a traditional brokerage. And he said, Craig, the crazy thing is I really don't do anything for my agents, but nobody really complains about it, because he said all the other brokerages in town also do provide nothing for their agents. So it's almost like anything I do above nothing is better than what my competing brokers are offering here in town. And I think that's a pretty, sad state of affairs. You see, the law in the United States and the law in Canada says if you're a real estate agent, you've got to hang your license at a brokerage. So we've really come to this point where for most real estate brokerages, there is no unique selling proposition. And this is why the agents, the only question they ask, the only thing they really care about today is, well, since all the brokerages out there really don't do much for me, like they don't provide me appointments, they don't really do anything. All the agents care about is, well, what's my split? And I get that, right? If you interviewed 3 different brokerages and they all pretty much did and said the same thing, the only thing an agent would be caring about is, well, who's going to give me the best split? What you want to focus on, agents, is where are you going to make the most amount of money after the split? It's like when you deal with a FSBO, right? All the FSBO cares about is how low will you go with your commission? Because the FSBO assumes all real estate agents are the same. So the right choice is to list with the agent that quotes me the lowest fee. Well, we know that all real estate agents are not the same. And some real estate agents can net the seller a higher amount, even with a higher fee. We have revolutionized real estate brokerages, folks. I want you to look at just the name of the company. The name of the company, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, has the benefit or the unique selling proposition right in the name. So, JD, if you worked for another brokerage and somebody Googled real estate in Melbourne, Florida, your name would come up, it'd say your name and it would say Century 21. It would say your name and a Remax or whatever. Now it says your name and the benefit, which is Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. The benefit's in the name of the company.
And if
made
people change in our marketing, we were, like I said, I was a brokerage before, and it was a no-brainer to go to Your Home Sold because of the name alone, and with the training, it just was icing on the cake.
Well, and we know that this is how buyers and sellers start their search, right? They go online.
Yeah. Everybody's going online.
They go online and we come up as Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, okay, where it says our name is our promise. So let's talk about that. How does that deal work? Will you really buy my home if you don't sell it?
Well, there is a process we have for guaranteeing the sale of your home. If you're moving up to one of our listings, we guarantee the sale of your home at a certain price that we agree upon in advance. And if you're not moving up to one of your homes, don't fear, because we've got 80% of the buyers have a home to sell. We are going to guarantee the sale of their home so that they're not a contingent offer on yours. So it's really a good program.
Can you see why JD has so many calls into the office every week? Sellers, buyers saying, hey, how does this work? How does this, you'll guarantee my home, you'll buy my home thing work? These are the kind of quality calls that come into the office every week. And if you were to join up with JD, we coach you up on how to handle these inquiries. It's a real program. Now, there are conditions. Of course, the prospect has to move up by one of our listings. But even if they're not, this guaranteed sale program will help get their home sold, because if, let's say, they're in a $800,000 house, chances are the buyer for that home is not going to be a first-time buyer. They're going to have a home to sell. So we are so motivated to get someone's house sold. We're actually willing to buy the purchaser's home, really, to make that happen. So the leads are there, okay? And the training and the coaching is there. And this is why JD's been able to successfully grow and grow this business. What is your vision for this? Let's go out a year from now. What would you like to see your business looking like?
Well, I would like to double what we've done year over year. I want to see that continue to grow, and I want to be able to help more people with the purchase and sale of their home, as well as some of the community initiatives around here. We also give a lot to community projects and things in our area that help the community. So I want to see all of that grow.
That's important. Most real estate agents, when they're asking for referrals, it seems sort of like a selfish request, right? We're trained to say, hey, do you know anybody? Or, the biggest compliment you can give me is sending me a referral, as if our clients are running around thinking, well, gee, I'd like to get a compliment today. what JD does is every time he's referred business, he gives a portion of his commission to local charities. Everyone understands that there is a benefit to them, the buyers and sellers, because they're going to get superior service and results. But we're actually helping the community. So that's a big part of this. Let's shift gears to, what does your dream agent look like? Okay, so we're going to have agents, thousands of agents will eventually watch this. And some of the agents watching this will be in the Melbourne, Florida area. So if I'm in Melbourne, Florida, I'm a realtor, I kind of know who you are, or maybe I don't. Who are you looking for? Who would be kind of your perfect avatar to join up with you?
Well, our ideal agent is someone that likes to work on a team. He knows the value of a team, is a team player as far as not being one that wants to do everything themselves. They also want to earn some money. They have that drive to earn good money. They're not complacent with just earning as is. So we want somebody that's a leader and wants to earn more money, wants to help the community, and wants to be a part of our family, because we basically look at our brokerage like a family. Everybody helps each other, right? And we have support system that answers all of those questions, along with the daily and weekly training that we do. It's just a good atmosphere, and I want people that are not standalone, do everything by themselves, but work with a team.
What's realistic? If I came and I joined up with you, what kind of money do you think I can make a year? If I'm a worker and I'm coachable?
Well, Craig, if you follow the system, we're guaranteeing that you'll make $100,000 a year, or we're going to pay the difference. And that means going to all the training, doing all the things that we're coaching you and telling you to do. Now, there's certainly agents that could make less than that, but they're not following the system. So if you come on board, you follow the system, you're guaranteed to make $100,000 or more.
Okay, so everybody hear that? So if you partner up with JD, it's guaranteed in writing. You're going to make $100,000 a year, okay? Or JD pays you the difference. Now, what's the catch? The catch is you actually have to show up for the training. If you show up and you're coachable, like, don't even, consider this if you're not coachable, or if you've got an oversized ego and, you're not a team player, this is not for you. But if you got into real estate because you wanted to actually net as much as you possibly could in your pocket, you want to net a lot of money. I mean, let's talk about net. A lot of agents talk about, I made 100 grand or I made 150. No, you didn't. You didn't make 150 because you spent 50 making the 150 with your assistant, and you're spending marketing and advertising. When you join up with JD, you don't spend any money. He takes care of all the administrative things. He takes care of all the marketing. So you literally, this is what your life would look like. You open your day timer. JD sets a listing appointment for you tomorrow. Okay, you're coached up. You've got all the collateral material. You go out to the listing appointment. You get it listed. That's it. You're done. You're not taking pictures of the house. You're not getting keys cut. You're not installing the key box. You're not making feature sheets. You're not doing any of that stuff. We want you going from appointment to appointment to appointment listing houses. That's how you're going to make more money in your pocket than anywhere else. Okay. And that's how JD's company is going to make more money. We're offering what it is that buyers and sellers want. That's why they're calling Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Why does JD have anyone helping? Why doesn't he just keep all the money himself? Because he can't. He's got so much business coming in. No one person could do it all. But we're looking for the right people. So again, you got to be coachable. If you got a bad attitude, if you're not a go-getter. What I mean by that is, I had an agent once on my team, JD. This guy was really skilled. He was capable of doing 10, 12. I think 1 month he did 15 transactions. This guy was talented. The problem is he would work for 3 or 4 months, do 10 to 15 transactions. And the summer would come along and he had a cottage he liked to go to. And this guy kind of, in his mind, I've made enough money. And that would be it. This guy would disappear for the summer. He would come back broke, right, in the fall, because he'd spent all his money. Now, I looked at him and I thought, boy, this guy's talented. He had the capability to churn out 10 or 15 transactions every single month. But here was what I determined. This guy only made what he needed. He didn't make what he could. He was only making what he needed. So if, the faster he got to, let's say his magic number was 100 grand. If he got to 100 grand by the end of May, he didn't care that he could have made 200. He's like, I'm done. I made enough money. So if you're kind of like that and you're just looking to kind of get by and you've got, small goals, probably not for you. If you want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, this is a good opportunity. So I'll give you an example. One of the ladies that worked for me when I was growing up my team, her name was Lindy Black. And Lindy Black was about 1 year in real estate, JD, when I met her. She certainly wasn't a superstar. There was nothing like really, like you wouldn't look at her and go, oh, she's a super salesperson, but she was hungry and she was smart. And she didn't have a massively huge ego. She was like, hey, I got into real estate, Craig, because I wanted to make as much as I could and have a good life, have more time off. And she was able to do that inside my team, inside my company. Now, that was a good relationship because Lindy was with me for over 20 years. Now, she averaged $300,000 in her pocket every year. Now, I was with Remax back then. I had her on a 50-50 split. So she'd make 600 a year. I'd get 300. Lindy would get 300. Now, do the math on that. That little relationship lasted 20 years. So that means Lindy made $6 million, but she also made me $6 million. So there's money to be made here in real estate if you're plugged into the right system. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you, if you're interested at all in what we're talking about here, if you kind of see how this would benefit you, I want you to reach out to JD. JD, what would be the best way? Should they email you or call you? What would be the best way to have a conversation?
I think email would be best. We have a dedicated line for inquiries, and it's info@yhsgrpioneer.com.
Okay, and I'll have Faith drop it in below when we're done. So we'll put it in the comments below, the contact information, or you can just Google him. Okay, just Google. Yeah. But we'll put all the contact information below. Now, if you're not in JD's marketplace, if you're not in Melbourne, Florida, but you're interested in potentially doing what JD has done in your part of the world, then you want to set up a call with me. So if you're in Melbourne, Florida, you don't need to call Craig Proctor. Everything that I would tell you to do, JD is already doing. You just need to partner up with him. Start with a conversation. The conversation's free. Conversations are where things begin, right? So JD met me at a seminar. We had a conversation. Here we are today, years later. So if you're in Melbourne, Florida, you're going to email or you're going to Google JD. You can have a conversation. If you're outside of Melbourne, you can book a call with me at proctorcall.com. Okay, so my name, Proctor, like right here, proctorcall.com, no space, proctorcall.com. You'll go to my Acuity day timer, you'll book a day and a time, and we'll have a conversation. What's the conversation about? Well, the same thing JD would talk to you about. We're going to talk to you about, okay, where are you now? What do you like about what you're doing? What do you not like? Okay, here's what we got for you. And we would explain to you, this is how this thing would work. And then you're probably going to say, well, maybe I'm skeptical. I need to talk to other people that are doing the thing that you're talking about, because honestly, what we're talking about sounds too good to be true, right? So we get that. So we give you ample proof, right? Here's your life. You're just going to go on listing appointments. What a novel idea. You're going to get in real estate and we're going to take away all the crap you don't want to do. Yep, you're not going to you're not the only one in the world that can take a picture of a house or make feature sheets or get keys cut or install lock boxes or paperwork or pulling stuff off MLS. We're going to take away all the $12 an hour work and we're going to replace it with high impact activities. Imagine if you're a real estate agent and you spend your day all day long witnessing signatures, okay, getting listing agreements signed. That's what you want to be doing. And that's how this company is built, to maximize your income so you make the most amount of money in the least amount of time and do the parts of the job that are the most fun. Nobody gets into real estate to do all the paperwork and all the minutia. We get into real estate to work with buyers and sellers. That's what this opportunity is about. So final thoughts on this, JD. What else would you like to add to the conversation before we wrap it up?
Well, I know that we were talking a little bit at a conference about the fact that a lot of people aren't picking up the phone these days. So we've gone through a lot of different things that methods that we're using now to get our clients on the phone. And this is how we're getting these appointments for our agents, is more or less getting people to call us. We're using video marketing these days and a lot of different avenues to try to get the clients to call us, because the easiest way to get them on the phone is obviously having them call you. So we've employed a lot of those video techniques via text message on our landing pages. There's a bunch of different things that we're doing behind the scenes to get these appointments. Because
Yeah, and this is really important. I think most of you would agree. It's very difficult getting people to answer the phone. So yeah, we have to flip it around. If we can't call them, we have to set this up so they call us. You know, we have to reverse the follow-up process. So really, we're not even using the word follow-up anymore. We have marketing that converts the leads. So not only generates the leads, but causes the buyers and sellers just to call into the office or text us or email us. But we have to find ways for buyers and sellers to offer them something so big that they are calling us. And those are real leads. I mean, we've really redefined what a lead is. It's probably a good thing to talk about before we wrap it up. How many of you watching this think that, you know, a lead might be something you buy from Zillow or Realtor? We're going to say, no, that's not a lead. It doesn't really fall into the category of lead. Why? Because you can't talk to them. How's it going to be a lead if you can't reach them on the phone? So what is a lead? A lead, someone you can talk to, right? I think we're going to have a hard time getting our head around, oh, I got a bunch of leads I can't talk to. What good is that? So all of our marketing is engineered so calls come into the office. You don't have to call 100 people to get a good one. They're all good ones. They're calling into the office because we're offering the buyers and sellers something so big that, first of all, we're the only ones offering it. And it's not information that they can find online. So we're not saying to buyers, oh, you know, we can set you up on daily emails. They know they can get that online, right? The buyers have the internet. They know that what most real estate agents offer, they can do by themselves. So that cannot be your big offer. So the secret is to really understand what it is that buyers and sellers really, really want and offer things that they can't get online. They can't do it with the Google search. They can't find what we're offering. And what we're offering is not being offered by other real estate agents. So I want everyone to think about their marketing right now. Does your marketing pass the litmus test? Are you offering stuff that buyers and sellers really, really want that they can't get anywhere else? Now, I think you know the answer to that, because if your phone isn't ringing every single day with people saying, come and get me, I want to list my house, then the answer is no. So you don't have to worry about the marketing part. JD and I have that figured out. Okay, our biggest problem, honestly, is we need more good agents to handle the inflow of business. I know it's like the opposite problem. Most agents are like, I don't have any business. No, we got an overflow of business. We just need super talented agents that are coachable, that will follow systems, so they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And we're looking for long-term relationships here. You know, you see real estate agents, oh, I'm at this company for a year or two, and then they flit around to another company, then they're at another company. No, let's go back to Lindy Black's story. Lindy was with me for 20 years. Frank on my team was with me for 20 years. These are all agents that made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars and had great lives. Why? Because of the system. Folks, this is about a system. There is a system that exists right now that will help all real estate agents accomplish their goals. It's Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And in Melbourne, Florida, JD is your man. You just need to pick up the phone, shoot him an email, text him, start a conversation about this. There's no downside to this. The conversation is free. Same thing with me. If you want to talk to me about how you can do what JD's doing in your marketplace, just book a call. Now you got to book a call with me. I'm busy. There's only so many slots available. But if you go online to proctorcall.com, you'll see my Acuity Day Timer. We're going to ask you a bunch of questions because I want to know a little bit about who I'm talking to before we we talk to you. And the call won't be a big sales pitch in any way. We're just going to ask you a bunch of questions and say, here's what we got for you. This is what you're doing. Here's what we've got. I think you'll agree what we've got's way better than what you have. Do you want to do it? Are you interested? And the answer will be yes or no. If the answer is no, you just continue doing what you're doing now. So I hope everyone found our interview beneficial. JD's doing it, guys. He's living that life right now in Melbourne, Florida. More money, more time, more freedom. He's helping thousands of home buyers and home sellers in Melbourne, Florida. He's growing a large team of highly productive and happy real estate agents. And he's getting referrals and giving a lot of money back to the local community. So if you're interested in this, you need to give JD, you need to contact him, have a conversation, or have a conversation with me and we get you started. All right, so we're really out of time now. So final thoughts before we wrap this up, JD.
Well, as Craig said, we are looking for agents, and we're also looking for administrative staff. So if you're interested in this system, interested in making some money, interested in helping the community and being a part of a team, don't hesitate to give us a call, shoot us an email. We'll be happy to talk with you. Conversation's free.
There you have it, folks. JD is your man, Melbourne, Florida. Hey, thank you everyone for watching. Really appreciate your time here. Any questions you have, feel free. You can type your comments in below. We'll see you all next time. JD, thanks for a great interview.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone for watching the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. We'll see you next time. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're gonna see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.